I just thought, for one, I thought his slider improved after the first couple innings, and he just continued to pitch well. He made the one mistake there. I mean, he was pretty good up until that point. He made the one mistake on an 0-2 pitch. But, I mean, he was just savvy tonight.
Joe, he's been pretty good all season, one of your most consistent starters. If you go back to the beginning of the season in spring training, there was some question as to exactly where he would fit on this team. Looking back, is there any part of you that's in awe in what he's been able to accomplish?
Well, I think it's, whether it's a guy that you've seen do this before or not, I think it's been just impressive what he's done, the way he's pitched all year long for us. So, we really believe that he was always a starter. Larry had a huge belief in his heart, and he did some things the last couple of weeks of spring training, and Sevy's been a different guy, the guy that we thought he could be, and he's just continued to get better and better.
Do you feel like he liked being that guy that's essentially leading the staff?
I think he takes a lot of pride in it.
Billy?
Joe, are you satisfied with the punishment that the Red Sox were given?
It's over. I talked about it today. It's over. It's all over. Move on. Baseball games.
I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but to get where you want to go in the postseason, how important is it to have a guy like, a true ace?
Well, I think it's important. I mean, I think you look at the teams in the past that have won; they've had true aces. When you look at the teams last year that were in the World Series, there were true aces on the mound that had really big years for their teams. So I think it's really important.
Kevin?
Joe, if the scores hold tonight, you'd be 2 back at the Red Sox. Just the excitement factor of that with a young team formulating all these things you did this year and where you're at.
Yeah, well, I think it's exciting. And, the big thing is that we worry about ourselves and we continue to play well. And then you see where you're at in 2 weeks. But, we went through some really good times for about 2.5 months. Then we went through some bad times for about a month, 5 weeks, and we've been really good again. So I like the way we're playing, and we need to continue it.
Joe, you guys obviously honored Stick.
Yeah.
David Cohn and Paul O'Neill were 2 of the best players you traded for. They put the flowers on the field. I mean, it's kind of fitting that Didi, was one of Brian's best trades, has come up big tonight. I mean, how important has that trade been for you guys?
I know Stick was really important to Brian, and Brian really believed in Gene Michael, and it's a great trade. I mean, you look at the night that Didi had; he had a huge night for us tonight. I think he had 4 RBIs. And he continues to just play really well. And that's not even talking about the 5 tough plays that he made tonight. Really good.
His evolution from year 1 to year 3, what's the biggest difference you've seen in the second and third years?
I just think he's become confident in who he is and understands who he is. I think sometimes for young players, when you're playing sometimes and you're sitting for a while and your playing time is inconsistent, you're not quite sure who you are. But he's figured it out.
Eric?
All around, maybe been a little under the radar.
Yeah, I think so. And to be a championship team, you have to have that. There's always going to be those few guys that get a ton of attention, but it takes more than that. It takes a lot more than that to win.
Roger?
Joe, when you were talking a little bit about the idea of teams that go far in the playoffs and needing an ace, would you say that the profile that Severino has crafted for this season makes him a guy who would fit nicely into either game 1 of a playoff series or a wild card game?
Yeah, well, I think you look the way he's pitched, and obviously we really believe in him when he takes the mound. I mean, I think that's the best way to say it. And again, I don't want to get too far ahead here. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do. We got, 15 games left, I think. And we need to focus on that, not what might be. But, I mean, every time he takes the mound, you feel really good. I mean, I think I saw a stat that he has 15 starts where he's given up 1 run or less. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Ron?
How much of the turnaround this year versus last year is mechanical with him, and how much is maturity?
When you talk about mechanical, I think location a lot of times is mechanical, and I think his location has been much better. I think he has been able to use his fastball in all different quadrants, opposed to last year he pitched up a lot. I think the development of his changeup helped, and I think, and that pitch has grown for him in the consistency of his slider. So, yes, I think it's both. I think it's him going through a rough season, realizing, okay, maybe I'm not as far as I thought I was. I got to make a few adjustments because the league is now adjusted to me, and that's part of the game. And I give him a lot of credit. He went to work, and he's been outstanding.